All right. So I've been hearing a lot about the new Daily Wire Isabel Brown show. The host looks really nice. Like she looks like a nice lady, sweet, wholesome, probably rescues puppies on the weekend. I'm not sure what her name is, but seriously, the topic is a little strange. Which I'm drawing from like the name of the show. I mean, I thought they'd be talking about, politics, culture, the decline of Western civilization or whatnot. Obviously, it's on the rise a little bit right now, so it's bouncing back. But instead, it seems based on the title to be shown asking a profound question: Is Abel Brown? Isabel Brown. I mean, like first they asked the question, "What is a woman?" and then they asked, "Am I racist?" And now they're moving on. They got a whole show asking Isabel Brown. Isabel Brown. It's like I'm starting to think the Daily Wire is just working its way through like the Dr. Seuss books, which is actually a good thing because it seems like most people like missed reading the Dr. Seuss books and basically any other kind of books and whatnot due to the China lab leak thing. So I feel like you got to bring them back. You got to keep practicing the fundamentals. That's what I say. Keep practicing the fundamentals. You got to bring them back. So and I admit I feel pretty safe watching this one. Sometimes they get some kind of crazy topics over there and they make you it's a little. But this one I feel pretty safe because the Daily Wire is known for facts not caring about your feelings. But luckily, I don't have strong feelings about the color of bells. So for me, it's all about the merit, man. Does the bell ring or not? Does the bell ring or not? That's what I want to know. And even more important than whether or not the bell rings, does food happen when the bell rings? If food doesn't happen when the bell rings, then obviously you got a faulty bell. That wasn't meant to be like a misogynist joke. It's just a bell joke, okay? I'm just saying. because I don't stop until I hear I don't stop if I don't hear no bell. I don't stop if I don't hear no bell because that's when food happens. Anyway, still it's hard to believe progressives are out there lying about the color of bells because that's what the name indicates, right? What is a woman? They're lying about what women are. Am I racist? They're lying about the progressives are lying about who races what. So then they have to come up. We have to get back to the basics and ask the basic questions that you should have learned in the Dr. Seuss book. So now that they have a show called Isabel Brown, it must be indicating that those crazy deconstructionist progressives have now attacked the factuality of bell color for some reason. But then again, Gavin Newsom came up with the plan to save California from shortages by forcing the installation of toilets that required 2 buckets filled from the bathtub poured into the bowl just to flush them. It's a pretty stupid idea. And then what happens? Palisade fires, right? So these are the guys running the show, so I shouldn't be too surprised. I mean, God help us if that guy ends up running the country, seriously. But so I shouldn't be surprised, right? If they're now doing that. So honestly, good for the Daily Wire getting out in front of this bell color thing before it spirals out of control. We don't need any bells getting cracked for crying out. You know how it is with the super progressives. Today, if they start saying bells aren't brown or different browns or whatever they're saying about bells, the next thing is tomorrow everything with 4 legs they'll be saying is a unicorn, unless it actually has one solitary horn on its head, in which case we don't need a name for it anymore, right? Because those don't actually exist. So although if this is really political commentary, they should at least ask the tough question. The tough question is the Liberty Bell brown, right? Because then it's the Liberty is in there. So maybe it's some kind of sneaky meta commentary thing when they're asking Isabel Brown. Maybe it's some kind of sneaky meta thing they're doing. Like Bell is some kind of YouTube friendly term that really means I don't even know what anymore because I don't understand these stupid YouTube banned words. I don't get them. I must be saying the wrong thing all the time probably. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. So sometimes you need a culture war. You don't need a culture war, just somebody talking hopefully about Gen Z, which is quite rare as far as I can tell. So good luck with that. Good luck with that. So she seems to be talking positively about. All right. So that was my joke on Isabel. I'm sure she's never heard that before. Isabel Brown. Isabel Brown. Never heard that one before. But let me try it again. I got to work on my presentation. Okay. One more time. I don't think I'm going to trim it down here. Clean it down to its bare bones. So I've been hearing a lot about the new Daily Wire Isabel Brown show. I'm not sure what the host's name is, but she looks nice, sweet, wholesome, probably rescues puppies on the weekend. But seriously, the topic is strange, which I just kind of conclude from the title of the show. I mean, I thought they'd be talking about, politics, culture, and whatnot. Instead, it seems, based on the title, to be a show asking the profound question, Isabel Brown. Yeah, I mean, it's at first they asked, what is a woman? Next they ask, am I racist? And now they're going to be asking Isabel Brown. For crying out loud. I'm starting to think the Daily Wire is just working its way through the Dr. Seuss books, which is actually a good thing because it seems that a large part of the population actually missed reading the books due to the whole China lab thing. So and I feel like it's good to just keep on practicing the fundamentals. Keep practicing the fundamentals. That's what I say. And I have to admit, I feel pretty safe watching this show because the Daily Wire is known for facts not caring about your feelings. But fortunately, I don't have strong feelings about the color of bells, so I feel pretty safe. For me, it's not about the color of the bell, it's about the merit of the bell. Does the bell ring? That's the important thing. And even more important as to whether or not the bell rings is whether the bell, when it rings, does food happen? If food doesn't happen when the bell rings, then obviously you have a faulty bell. The bell's not working. So that was meant to be not meant to be a misogynist joke. That was a bell joke. It's just a bell joke. because I don't stop if I don't hear no bell. I don't stop if I don't hear no bell because that's when food happens. Still, it's hard to believe that the crazy progressive, the super progressive people out there are lying about bell color or something, because that's the only reason, that the Daily Wire would make a show called Isabel Brown, right? They asked the question, what is a woman? Because apparently people weren't reading their Dr. Seuss books anymore. They've lost the fundamentals. And then they're asking the question, am I racist? Because they've banned Martin Luther King. They forgot that whole thing. So you had to ask that question. So I'm assuming there's some kind of bell conspiracy out there with the super progressives that they forgot how bells work or something. Now the Daily Wire's getting out in front of it. They're going to get out in front of it. But I shouldn't be surprised that the super progressives got confused on it again because I mean, given the fact that Gavin Newsom came up with the plan to save California from a water shortage by forcing the installation of toilets that require like 2 buckets filled from the bathtub dumped into the bowl just to flush them. It's not a good plan. It's not a good plan, Gavin. And then you got the Palisades. It didn't work. It didn't work. I mean, God help us if that guy ends up running for the country, If that guy ends up running the country, for goodness gracious. So anyways, if you got guys like that leading the charge, I'm not surprised. I shouldn't be that they're now confused about bells, and so the Daily Wire has to come up with a show to tell them the facts about bells. But I mean, honestly, good for the Daily Wire getting out in front of this bell color thing before it spirals out of control. We don't need any more bells getting cracked out here. So you know how it is with the super progressives. If they got some weird thing in their mind about what bells are and they're confused about bells now, they're gonna be confused about bells today, and then tomorrow they're gonna be like defining everything with 4 legs as a unicorn or something. They'll be looking at cows. Look, it's a unicorn. It's a unicorn. No, it's a cow. It's a unicorn. So and unless it has a solitary horn on its head, in which case it's not a unicorn. But we don't need a name for things with solitary horns on their head because they don't exist. So, although, if this is really political commentary, they should at least ask the tough question. Like, is the Liberty Bell brown? That at least has some political stuff in it, which is what you would expect over there. Maybe it's all some kind of sneaky meta commentary thing, some kind of meta commentary. Like Bell is some YouTube friendly term that really means, I don't know what it means. I don't understand the whole YouTube banned word things. I say banned words all the time. I don't understand. Give me the list of the banned words. I'll work on it if you give me the list. But they hide the list and then they ban the words. I mean, either way, I'm looking forward to it. Sometimes you don't need a culture war, just somebody talking hopefully about Gen Z, which is quite rare as far as I can tell. So good luck on that one. Good luck with the Gen Z thing there. So anyway, that's my rant.